Hi all, so I'm playing versus GNU Go, which is the Go playing program, quite a rare one. The one that doesn't use neural networks and plays around the strength of like 6Q, somewhere like that. And I've been practicing playing with this program for about a month. I kickstarted with playing like level 0. Well, level 0 and level 10, like the easiest and the hardest are only different, like how likely its reading is strong or not, how deep is that, so just the matter of reading, but the overall understanding of the game board position like is essentially the same no matter the level 0 or the level 10. So it's just calculates better when it comes to like capture race or things like that. So first I was losing every single game to GNU Go with both colors with level 0. Then I managed to beat it, and there were quite a few videos showcasing those attempts. Then I managed to beat it with the level 10, both colors, white and black. But that was like just occasionally happening, and I couldn't really get that constant improvement over it, so I could have just winning constantly. Now it seems that I finally managed to like win every single game versus it. Well, when I say win every single game, it doesn't mean like the tournament rules or time control or something. I still take back sometimes, but generally by winning I mean picking up the proper strategy of how to develop my game, and like obviously I can do some minor tactical blunders and then I just replay them back. But anyway, the game tree is right over in here, so you can see like all those sideways I was considering, which would probably not lead to the win. But what is really interesting that at this point I feel like I do understand these limits of the playing strength of the GNU Go. And let me first demonstrate you the game that I'm really proud of, because it's really like the best looking game of those I played versus this engine, I believe. And then by the very end of the video I will try to explain like how do I understand like what's the level of GNU Go in terms of how it plays, like the limits of its strength. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I'm playing black here, so I start with 4-4, pretty standard so far, and I just approach the corner, very like natural thing to do, and he pinces me. So I know just like, I don't know, 2-3 Josakis maybe, not really that many. So here is the Joseki I've learned not a very long time ago. So this is the Joseki, and this is the last move, and here white can tenuki, and it does, right? So this Joseki is quite good for me. I quite like it. Well, if I mess up with Joseki, well, most cases it just doesn't kind of work. So by the way, quite interesting thing here that those games I've been losing like mostly was because I couldn't consider the proper Joseki, or I just didn't know any Joseki, so I just ended up losing a big chunk of territory in the corner and like or on the side or anywhere. So here I'm going for the simplest possible Joseki, like playing low here, not trying to like grab much. Still 3 point I believe probably can be invaded, so it's probably still invadable here. So he attacks the stone, which no one really cares about. No one is going to defend that stone anyway. And I play the point where white should have played to complete this Joseki. So after this move, to complete the Joseki, which is the corner sequence, yeah. So white should play either here or here, right? But it doesn't. And in order to avoid this, to turn into white's territory, I play a stone here. Okay, so he approaches the corner, and this time I do the high one space jump here, right? And here he completes the Joseki properly. He should have done the same here, he didn't for some unknown reason. So here I have the low one, here I have the high one. Okay, and I approach the corner, and for some unknown reason, well, he just probably wants to make a base here, potentially asking my corner. But anyway, just securing the corner, right, and not allowing him to make a base, right. But he pinces me, and the situation happens one more time. So, but here we have a slightly different janggi. See, like this one is a little bit different, and I extend my base here, and here. So let's have a look at the estimate at this point. So black is plus 39.5, the com is 6.5 here. So like white, black is much better. So if you play janggi properly, it's quite easy to outplay GNU Go out of the opening. I would be slipping the advantage a little bit during the game. Actually a lot, maybe. Well, it's hard to say, it's hard to measure, because this is the very first game ever where the following situation happened. So before this game, I was relying on this estimator to ensure that I'm going the right way. But here in this game, I just wanted to play, and there was one point in the game where I was, according to estimator, I was worse, like losing like up to 10 points or even more. We'll see this in the game, but in that case, I just keep playing what I thought is going to be good, and eventually I won this game. So so up to this move, it was like pure play, no take backs. So originally I played like this, but in this case I didn't quite like this sort of position, so I was like smashed a little bit, so I decided not to consider that variation. And then I was trying to instantly block it, but in this case it also didn't quite. Okay, yeah, that's actually how the game went. So here I was also considering instantly blocking, but in this case you see, like, it just doesn't allow me make this tiny little base. It's not really a base, just sort of thickness on bottom, so I didn't quite like this position. So instead of doing this now, I decided first to make a bit more thick. It's not yet a shape, but just to build some thickness over in here. And then while reducing, so just splitting white into two groups. So this group is quite weak now. This group is alive, but this one is quite weak. So going to extend towards the center. And at this point, so I was considering just to build thickness like this. But after this move, I've realized that it's not good, because although I have this thickness, suddenly to this weak group is absolutely strong now, so it can get connected to this one and potentially reduce my corner's territory. So this is going to be really bad. If you have a look at the estimate, this is probably, well, still black is much better, but I don't really need to load this. So I consider the different approach here. So instead I blocked in this way, right? So now this group has to run towards the center, spending time to leave, to connect to some of its other groups, and it's not being as strong. So dividing these two groups, splitting these two groups is really on the cards. I think this is much better. So by the way, according to the estimate, like, yes, 30, it's really like 10 points more. Gives me 10 points more. All right, so then the game goes naturally. So again, I'm just trying to split, so I don't want white to play this stone here to create this potential thickness and try to grab central points. I don't really want that, so I'm approaching towards the center on my own somehow. So here, fixing my shape. So I'm just sacrificing this stone, which doesn't really go anywhere, but it gives me a free move to solidify my shape here. And if if possible, now I'm attacking this stone, so if possible I could have built this entire, like this group here. And the next, well, just make sure that I live in the corner. Yeah, at this point probably I could have played here and been much better. Let's ask Pachi, which is the neural network based engine, what he thinks about this, set as an analyzer. So if Pachi is really going to suggest playing here, well, yes, he does. You see, like, absolutely does. 57 is probably the highest one, right? He also suggests playing here, though. So, by the way, what did the percentage to 54, 55? So yeah, this one is slightly better. This one is slightly better. So I could have played just like this, I believe, and been absolutely fine. Yes, but I consider this one. So let's have a look what happened next. So now it doesn't allow me building this nice little group here, but still I have a nice thickness. I have some troubles with this group being alive, unfortunately, but just playing some safety move just to make sure that this corner is 100% alive, so it can't be split. Even if it invades here, I think I still should be able to make twice. Should be fairly fine. Now this move, well, usually if I when I've been playing versus GNU Go before, when I've been seeing a cut like this, I was trying to like take back and do something to avoid this cut from happening ever. But this time I just thought that probably this is just absolutely miserable, and it turned out to be truth, so it didn't quite work. So, well, obviously this doesn't kind of work because y just extends and it's much better, so I'm smashed here. But if I attack it from the bottom like this, in this case, y it runs and here, and white is completely separated. So now it's really problematic for white to make a living group with the ice, so it's absolutely dead. And it would be dead by the very end of the game. The only stones I've prisoned. By the way, this is the very first game I've played versus GNU Go where I've managed to imprison some stones, because so far I was playing very peacefully, like not capturing, not having any single group of dead stones from GNU Go. Alright, so now, well, this move already creates a weakness, actually two weaknesses, these two elephant eyes. So this is one of potentially like one of the like limitations of GNU Go. So by playing here this move, he thinks like, okay, I'm going to grab this big moyo here, but this local weaknesses, so probably doesn't take them into account. So I instantly coming in, and I'm instantly coming into the other side. So I can still well, if he plays here, then probably I would need to drop one of these. Yeah, I'll probably need to drop one of these if he plays here. But let's see what happens next. Okay, so I'm continuing invading, like not invading, probably reducing is the better word, is the better term here. So Kasumi, and I can always connect here, or here, and stay connected with my living group in the corner, but demolishing his territory. So what he considered to be his moyo here is going to be absolutely smashed a few moves after. So you see, like, it just keeps leaving this weakness, is not doing anything to my groups, to my stones coming in. Right, so yeah, so here one mess I made. So I played here originally, but I got splitted, and yes, so this is now going to be dead, so obviously not ever. Allowing this to connect in here is essential. So I probably should have done this like much earlier. So as far as this stone is available, so it's probably was on the cards already. I could probably still Yeah, so I should have done this actually much earlier. I don't know why GNU Go didn't like when I played here. When I played here, he should have probably respawned here instantly. Let's have a look. Because yeah, this is so weird. So there's analyzer. I think he should play here because this move is not justified anymore. But if for some reason it doesn't do this, well maybe because of if yeah maybe it doesn't do this because otherwise it just like really can go yes like try to grab these two stones. Maybe that's the case. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, play Go like slightly more than for a couple of months, so not that confident about this tiny little details. But anyway, so here I finally connect to ensure that this huge dragon, that this would be even bigger dragon later, that it actually leaves and gets connected, stays connected to the main group. All right, and I'm not quite sure whether 3-3 is still invadable here. Probably not. Not quite sure. Okay, so here what I tried to do, I tried to honey here, and yes, and I got this monkey jump, which is weird. So I didn't quite realize that the monkey jump is possible. What was possible all the day long. So yeah, instead obviously blocking this. So yeah, I don't see this sort of threats. I don't see them. So that's why I'm taken back. But this doesn't mean that the overall like direction that I'm picking up for the game is not working. It actually does, and it does a lot. So like after this move, this group is 100% absolutely dead now. All right. So, and I'm just trying to like simply like demolishing white's potential. So there is no longer such a thing as white's moyo. So just black this like I don't know this fingers are everywhere, so they just literally go in everywhere. Well, this one is a little bit strange, so I'm not quite sure why he didn't cut me here. But on the other hand, even if he cuts me here, so this is still alive, so it just connects to here, so probably, and he at least makes, it's not an eye yet, but might turn into an eye one day. But anyway, this allows me to keep this group from this being separated, and again, this group is getting extremely weak now. I didn't kill it eventually, but it's also like he needs to spend time fixing that group. All right, so yeah, now this group is perfectly alive, which is good for him. And finally I connected my huge dragon tail to the main base, and I can start having some fun even more with demolishing the rest of territory over in here, starting with this move. So I'm making an eye shape here, but I don't really care about eyes because ultimately like I have the living group here this dragon tail is connected to, so I don't quite care much about this. I'm just like doing everything I want. You see, like demolishing territory, like horribly demolishing territory. So yeah, so let's just drop back a little bit and see the estimation. So I just wanted to show you that the estimation wasn't to black's favor. So we just drop back a little bit to somewhere, so actually before all of this has happened. Did I show you these lines? Probably I did not. So let's see here, estimate. So it seems like black only half a point up. So there was a point somewhere, yeah, probably in here. Just really interesting place to show. Estimate. Yeah, white plus 9.5. So somewhere at this point, I've seen that white seemingly like much better, but I really believed in the potential of this stone to demolish this entire territory. So I keep playing my own game. Now let's see. Yeah, here. So I tried some variations like this. So I was actually trying to split this group and somehow kill it, but ended up having my stones being captured, so it's not an option. Another attempt was to honey here, but after cut, like doesn't quite work. Over concentrated here, lost the stone. So yes, eventually I considered just this quiet move and not trying doing much, because at this point my advantage is already so significant, plus 15 points, and all this just because of this dagger that is like going into opponent's territory, crushing everything there. So yeah, so going back to so yeah, I was about to lose these stones, which is not good. It's probably still winning, but it's not as good. Yeah, still winning, but not as good. So obviously going like this, and here I was also trying to so this move is redundant, so just like gets a bit more points. So here instead, because I still can connect here or here, and yes, so now we are getting to, so this, I believe this can be treated as the end game already. So here, what I was trying to capture these stones, but this didn't quite work after this move, right? So another option is it just blocks, which also doesn't quite work nicely, so still losing. So just not trying to question these stones, because I have quite a lot already so far anyway, so I don't really need to be bothered about that. And yeah, so just a few moves by the very end to make sure that we just put everything in order. Plus 18 already, it's so cool. This is so cool. Yeah, he reduces me a little bit, but generally. So what was the variation in here? I was trying to, okay, I didn't like this cut because it just might be really dangerous, just a blunder. So instead instead of playing here, so just blocking, so nothing really happens there, and then peacefully like put in the last stones, and and this is it, the end of game, and black is winning by 15.5 points. The commie is 6.5 this game. So yeah, guys, so I promised to talk about GNU Go's like strength limits. So what it does, so it knows some jisekis and plays them more or less nicely. It has, I believe it has a sort of a built-in mechanism somewhat similar to this territory estimator that we have in a GUI, that just gives them an idea where to put a stone to make the biggest move on board. So it tries to, like, when there is no force in sequence, no tactical complications, it just tries to grab more territory. But what is he also definitely he knows about the dead stones. He's trying to avoid having dead stones. Also, he's trying to chase opponent if opponent is not careful and like creates weak groups, though GNU Go would try to hunt those and try to capture, and it's extremely good at that. So it has some patterns to match the groups of stones. But the real limitation, and that's the gap that is supposed to be fulfilled by the neural networks in stronger engines like Apache, for instance, is that it doesn't have a clue in regards to like influence and potential. So you can call it territorial at some point. On the other hand, he can't estimate how likely the certain group of stones might get developed. Like, he didn't really estimate the danger of this group of stones when you remember he played this move. So just to drop back and to show you this. So at the point where he created 2 elephant eyes in one row, so I believe that was sort of a critical mistake. So this move here, yeah, this move. So I believe this move was sort of a critical mistake. So it should otherwise probably play in here. Let's ask Apache in this particular position what he thinks. Set as analyzer. So I don't think this is the good move. I really don't. Yeah, whatever, but not there. So trying to, yeah. It's actually like Apache gives 53%, 52%. So Apache thinks white is better here. You see, Apache really thinks white is better here. So white could have done much better in this position, but never ever playing here. So after this move, I believe that after this move, like, it should be really horrible. Yeah, actually, my move is suggested by Apache. Like, it still only gives 49%. You see, only gives 49%. So you think Apache still thinks that GNU Go is better at this point. But yeah, 50% here, 50.5. So probably this one is a bit better. So yeah, somewhere around even position. So when I play this move, again, this is problem. So he definitely should have like, no, even the invasion is possible. Quite interestingly, so even the invasion is possible. I would be really terrified handling this one. But yeah, so the one he played was it like, oh, this one. So this is the one he played. Yeah, Apache also sees this move. So yeah, just from the perspective, yeah. No. This one. 47%, so actually losing already. So yeah, from the perspective of like trying to grab some moyo to establish this territorial framework, this sort of makes sense. But this is a very like general consideration. So I'm wondering, is yeah, even not making use of this elephant's eye here, well, probably because of this move. I'm not quite sure. Let's see one more move here, and after this one, I'm wondering if this move is now possible. So Apache doesn't consider this, and for some reason again he thinks that white is better here. So he could have just blocked. You see, he could have just blocked right over in here, and this horrible disaster would never ever to happen. But GNU Go plays a very weird looking move here. Absolutely strange move. So like he should have like play here, try to stop. So how he could play here, I have no idea. This is so weird. So this move is very critical. So after this move, this is probably like also already like almost lost. Well, Apache still thinks this is kind of about equal. So this is the GNU Go move. Yeah, Apache also suggests going there. For some unknown reason, no longer blocking here, which is strange. So would Apache consider this move, or maybe this is a bad idea? If so, then why? Is this really a bad idea? So he gives an advantage to whites in this case. Well, this is really strange. So gives an advantage to... I don't know. Well, like Pachi is really like the next level. If the GNU Go is around like 6, 7Q, then Pachi is like, well, the first, second down, so it's much stronger. I can do absolutely nothing against Pachi. So this is really interesting, like really, really interesting. But so what can we... Yeah, so it still thinks the white is better here. So even just splitting here. Yeah, so even just splitting is possible. So probably, yeah, so if we could, if GNU Go was better at reading, he could have just do this. This is so weird. So I could already absolutely lose it. Yeah, this move, as well as this move. Yeah, he could have just, he could have, well, this one is even stronger. He could have just split my group. And this is going to be dead after. So I didn't quite realize that. So yeah, guys, a whole lot of opportunities is available, but GNU Go didn't see those, and yeah, it was really like natural move to split. Yeah, I didn't see this move. I thought I'm absolutely fine, like I still can connect, but actually I couldn't. So yeah, and he could have done this for a very long time. Could have done this for a very long time. He still could kill this entire group, I believe. He still could have killed this. So I don't even remember what happened here. What actually happened here? Yeah, so when he came closer. Yeah, so I believe he could have just cut here and destroyed this entire dragon, like cut this dragon's sail and just kill it. Kill the entire dragon after. Yeah, but he didn't. So ultimately, GNU Go is extremely useful software to practice your own Go skills. And just to give you a very quick idea, like I had a game. Here is the game I've played versus the human leader just right after this game started. So I'm playing black here. Oh no, hold on a sec, or am I playing whites? Yes, I'm playing black. Playing black, yeah. So quite a similar situation. So really like exactly the same Jacekis here. But yeah, but the guy started blundering and was starting from here. So he didn't really have to blunder this stone. He could have just probably, or actually I'm not quite sure, is the ladder working here or not? If he just plays here, play here. Can this be? Yes, probably the ladder is working. So yeah, so probably playing here wasn't really that good idea. So maybe he didn't even have a choice. This is quite interesting. And again, and this move is must have, because otherwise I just double its area and that would end up as a complete disaster. Grab at the entire corner. So yeah. Well, I'm already like having a huge advantage because of this and this versus this and this. And also, well, it's arguable. Let's actually, hold on a sec, let's copy this game. I just want to see if I can see the territory estimation load SGF. File is unreadable. Okay, I have that file. Just hold on a second, very quick. I have that file in downloads. Don't save. So yeah. So here is the game. And I just want to see the estimation here. So I believe that at this point I'm much better. Let's have a look. Well, plus 13, not significantly, but yes, quite better here. And well, so the problem with this group is that it might really easily turn into a dead group. So I should otherwise try to invade here and try to make a base, or running towards the center. So I'm starting with making this I shape here. And yeah, so here he just loses. So I'm not quite sure. Is this really like this move? I think this move is a mistake because it allowed me to trap him into the ladder later. So let's quickly, I just really want to quickly see if this move is a disaster or not. Set as the analyzer. So this move should not exist. This move, yeah, it doesn't exist. It really doesn't exist. And white is, for some reason, Punchy thinks white is better in this position. It's so strange, so strange. Well, maybe he does. Well, here, this should be really losing. This really should be losing. Well, still not as horrible. Still not as horrible. Yeah, because, yeah, you didn't really have to. But after this, still white should not be playing here. Yeah, white should play here instead, like not losing as much. Because already, yeah, white is much worse here. So yeah, just opponent fall into a trap, which he like here again. So here a double Atari is threatening, so he definitely should block. But it doesn't block, hence this double Atari, and I just go in even further. Another double Atari. So here instead of attacking me, which, well, sort of build thickness, tries to something to say incently to potentially, but another double Atari threat with an idea to grab a whole lot of territory on the side is kind of possible here. So, and he just didn't do anything about that. So you see, like now I have this whole lot of territory. Now I had a weak group, which now has turned into probably the strongest group I have, with already a whole lot of ice. So definitely it's like alive. And then so I'm not quite sure in regards to the quality of the next few moves, but so yeah, here I was avoiding him to capture me. And here, starting from this move, so I'm wondering, is this the Punchy suggested move or not? So I just really wanted to separate these two groups to make them weak, or, well, no, Punchy doesn't suggest to win this. Although, well, definitely advantage is definitely the black's favor. So I'm wondering, is this move is really bad? Is this move is really bad? No. Here. So what would Punchy suggest playing in this particular position? Oh, still, yeah, so this is the Punchy move still. Like, maybe not the best one, maybe here was better. Okay. So, well, I wasn't really sure what to play in this position. So I played, yeah, so probably I should have Hane here. And yeah, I really like this one. I really like this one. I just sacrificing the stone to make this solid shape and then potentially go in here. Yeah, so I wasn't as smart. So after this move, yeah, so, and now I played, the next move I played was, oh no, it was here. Which Punchy, no, Punchy doesn't suggest playing there. So is there an instant disaster? Maybe it just cuts instantly. Nope. No, he doesn't. So here I wasn't really quite sure what to play. I played here, but I'm wondering. So seems like Punchy is maybe not giving up these two stones, but yeah, Punchy sees like more important points to play on. Really. But I played here. So is this really like opponent played here? So yeah. Is this Punchy move? Yes, it is. Is this Punchy move? Also, yeah, probably he should have tried to cut. Well, at least try to go into some complications. He didn't though, and now I have a solid shape here. Like this group. Okay. Well, my group might potentially be in trouble, so I should probably just honey. Yeah, I should just honey here, and that would be fairly enough. Can this be punished actually? Opponent played here. Not quite sure. And at this point, yeah, probably another blunder, so he just doesn't see this. Okay, so I capture. So, well, definitely not giving up this stone. Probably white should just block. Well, obviously, white should block. So just a blunder by my opponent here. And tries to capture it back. Well, I didn't quite see that he can capture back, to be honest. So yeah, but yeah, it's also Pachi suggested move. Pachi also does suggest this move for some unknown reason. So it wasn't that bad really. Not the strongest response, but it wasn't that bad. And he suggested to... So yeah, actually this is one of the possible variations the engine can suggest. So then I honey here, which is also the Pachi move. Alright. And he probably... I don't even know what he should do here. Yeah, playing here probably. He didn't though. What he did was, like, he was trying to capture this group. So naive. This is so naive. And then, like, deadly mistake here. So at this point, I was thinking, like, even if it double honeys, I will be just right in time to... Yeah, so double honey is possible here, but not even probably... I'm wondering, so if double honey... sorry, if double Atari... yeah, for some reason I just don't understand. If he double Ataris here, and if I just capture this one, oh, then he probably captures this one, right? Still might not be as good, but yeah, he just captured, and he is already slightly better here. So yeah, he definitely had to go for this variation. It's not as bad here. Yeah, so it's now still to black's favor, but it's really around equal now. But in the game, just played this deadly move, which resulted in instant capture, the next move. And my opponent resigned at this point. So just to give you an idea, like, what would be the outcome of, like, practicing with GNU Go? You really, like, becoming quite confident when you're playing human players. You really know what to do. It's much easier. And yeah, so definitely, like, practicing with GNU Go is on the cards if you want to improve your Go. Like, I'm a self-learner, so just watch YouTube videos how to play and just try to practice. That's pretty much all about it. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you later, and cheers.